Have you ever looked at an Arduino board and wondered what all these ports, pins, and tiny components actually do? Maybe you just bought an Arduino kit or you're planning to learn robotics, automation, or embedded system. In this video, I'll explain every important part on the Arduino UNO R3 in a simple language. So by the end, you understand exactly how this board works and why it's one of the most important or popular microcontrollers in the world. So let's get started. Arduino is an open source electronics platform that used in building interactive projects. You think of it like a small programmable computer, just like your laptop follows instructions from software. Arduino follows instructions from programs that you write and upload. So Arduino can read sensors, control LEDs, move motors, control robots, automate devices, even build smart home systems. And that's why Arduino is widely used by students, hobbyists, engineers, and robotics developer. So made this Arduino UNO R3 is the most beginner-friendly Arduino board available out here. So UNO means one in Italian, and R3 means revision 3. So this board contains everything you need to start programming and building electronics projects. First off, we have the USB ports here. This USB cable serves two purposes. First, it powers the Arduino. Then the second work, it allows us to upload our programs from the computer to the board. Without this connection, your computer cannot communicate with the Arduino. Then we have the DC power jack, which is over here. The DC power jack. When your Arduino project is no longer connected to the computer, you have your project, you don't build your project and you didn't connect it to the computer, you use this power to power it using an external battery or external adapter. So examples are you build your robotic project or smart home project and you have attached the components, you are done building it and you want to attach it either to your smart traffic light and you need to power the board. You use this DC power jack to power it. Then another powerful thing we have is actually this microcontroller chip over here. The chip is powerful and this is the most important component on the board. The ATmega328P Microcontroller. This chip is the brain of the Arduino. Every instruction you write eventually runs inside this chip. It receives input, processes information, and control output. So if you are building a project that when you press a button, the LED comes up. So the button you put is actually the input. So if you press the button, it passes the input into this microcontroller, which does the processing of the information based on the code that is written on it and makes the LED to shine whether in a pattern or just display whatever pattern you wrote in your code. That is actually the work of the microcontroller. Then we have digital pins. The digital pins are these pins over here. You have them from pin 0 to pin 13. These are the digital pins. Digital means only these two states, on or off, high or low, 1 or 0. So these pins allow us to turn LED on and off, to read buttons, control relays, and actually communicate with sensors. But one thing you need to know is this pin 13 especially has a built-in LED, which you can see here. It has a built-in LED that is connected to it. Now we have what we call the PWM pin. Let me rotate this so you can see it. Now this PWM, these are pin 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, and 11. These special digital pins support what they call PWM, which stands for pulse width modulation. So it allows us to stimulate analog output. For instance, or for example, you are building a project that you want to be dimming the light, the LEDs to be dimming. So you use one of these ports. You want to control motor speed, the speed at which your motor moves. You connect it to this end of this pin, or you want to control moving servo motors, like maybe a servo motor you want that controls an arm. You want to control it. This actually is the pin you plug it to. Then after looking at that, we have some other pins down here, which are the analog pin. They have pin A0 to A5. These are analog input pins. Unlike digital pin, analog pin can read a range of values. Digital pin reads 1 and 0, while analog pin reads from 0 to 255 values, which is binary. Examples are temperature sensor, it reads sensor, it reads light sensor, it reads potentiometer, it also reads values from your gas sensor. So most sensors connect here. So this is where when you are building your project, this is where you connect most of your sensors to read data from them. Then we have the power pins, which you can see over here. These are the power pins. We have V in, ground, we have 2 ground, we have 5 volts, 3.3 volts. So now what this pin does are different. So the 5 volts supplies an output voltage, which is digital voltage of 5 volts, while the 3.3 supplies to, if you have any component want to supply 3.3 volts to, that's actually what that pin does. And the ground is the neutral ground, just like the earth, that supplies mostly just neutral voltage. Then the V in is something you need to be very conscious of. V in is actually a voltage. You supply 7 to 5 volts. Should, in case you want to power the board externally, that's actually when you use this V in. So you post, if you don't want to use your USB port or your audio jack, you can actually power the components and the board using this V in, which the voltage that must pass through it must be from 7 to 12 volts. Then we have the reset. So over here we have the reset button, which is here. So this button is used to reset your program from the beginning. So if you want your reset your program, maybe you have some code here running already and you want to reset it, you press here to reset the program to start from the beginning. Then we have what they call the crystal oscillator. So this crystal oscillator is a tiny silver component that acts like the heartbeat of the Arduino. So it keeps timing accurate. It makes sure that your timing is accurate. When you want the LED to blink in 2 seconds, that's actually what keeps track of the time. This is actually what keeps time accurate while the board executes instruction. So its work is to keep time, just like the timekeeper. That's actually the job of this. So with this board, you can build a lot of smart projects, which are smart home systems, traffic lights, automatic fans, security systems, robotic cars, weather stations, smart irrigation systems, and IoT, which is Internet of Things projects. Now that you understand everything about the Arduino UNO, the next step is installing Arduino IDE and preparing your computer for programming. That's what we'll do in the next video, exactly how to configure your IDE for beginners. And if you find this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to Inspire Tech and join me as we learn robotics, Arduino, coding, AI, and practical technology skills together. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.